making seaweed soup. I've made this before, but before when I made it, I wasn't allergic to shrimp. Looks like what I'm going to do to try to approximate the flavor of what I had before is I'm going to substitute oyster mushrooms for shrimp. I'm doubling the recipe. I don't want these mushrooms to go bad on me. They were very expensive. So what I'm going to do is kind of chop them up and see if the shrimp was supposed to be shelled, deveined, and cleaned. The prawns, I think they used whole prawns. Yeah, let's just kind of do it like this. I'm going to try to make them look sort of like shrimp. Basically, they have a flavor that's kind of like shrimp, you know. And it requires a cup. I think I'm going to be getting more than a cup here. So I'm going to be freezing some of this for a later recipe. But let me just go ahead and prepare it right now. Some of it I'm going to use right away, and some of it I'm going to freeze. Just throw that. I'll make it look sort of like shrimp, you know. This is just to give it a shrimp flavor. So let me go ahead and cut this up, and then when I get whatever's over a cup, I will freeze for later. The cup. So this is going to be frozen for later. Another thing I am doubling the recipe because I wanted to use up a lot of these mushrooms and use up all my water chestnuts. This is leftover from another recipe. I need 6 sheets because I'm doubling. Let's see how many we've got in here. 1, 2. Okay. Throw this out. Okay, got 2 there. Oh. That's to keep it fresh, right? Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Need 2 more. 5. This keeps coming out. And 6. Okay. It says sheets of seaweed tear into small pieces. You know, I'm kind of in a hurry. Let me try something here. This would probably be faster. I just don't want to make a first class mess. Let's try getting closer into the table. So I'm going to tear it into small pieces this way. Okay, and get it ready for the soup. Okay, you can see what I've done there. I've cut it into long strips. Now I'm going to kind of go this way and see if I can just kind of like cut it horizontal like this. I'm in a hurry. I've been very busy today. I got a surprise produce box and I had to unpack that and take the box apart. So yeah, and I've got to make this recipe today. Those mushrooms were, and also everything's going bad, you know. So I got to get it. So this is what I'm doing. So you see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut it up into smaller pieces and get it ready for the recipe. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to chop up the water chestnuts. It says 4 water chestnuts. That would be about 8 water chestnuts. I'm not sure if they mean whole water chestnuts or my guess is they mean whole water chestnuts. This will work. I'm just going to use these. Yeah, they still smell good. I kept them in there, but I changed the water almost every day because I need to use these up. That was one of the reasons that I decided to make this recipe. So let me just go ahead and chop this up. and get this ready for the recipe. Another thing I'm going to do, this was the ground pork. As you can see, it's very fatty. I'm going to be doing something to save on calories with this recipe. And that is, before I eat it, I'm going to refrigerate and skim the hardened fat off the top. So I'll be testing it out tomorrow, okay? But I will show you the preparation and everything right now. And then tomorrow, I'll probably post this as a cooking video tomorrow. So I'm doing some of it today and some of it tomorrow, which is fine because I'm running late. So, today was a busy day. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and chop this down. This is good enough. This looks like, since I'm doubling the recipes, that means it's going to be about 8 water chestnuts. This looks like 8 to me. This will work. Yeah. Okay, let's see. This will work. Okay. That'll work. Okay, the other thing I have to do, it says you can use water or soup stock. I think this would taste better with soup stock. Now I'm wondering, should I use beef stock or chicken stock? Let me think about this. Yeah, because I have both. I am going to go with chicken stock. This is a Chinese recipe, and the Chinese soup stock is usually made from chicken, so it's going to be a chicken stock. I do have another ingredient I have to get ready. 2 eggs. I got to scramble them and get them ready, so I'll work on that next. Okay, I broke the eggs, and now I'm just going to kind of like scramble them. I noticed Chinese recipes use a lot of scrambled eggs a lot. So just from my experience with Chinese cooking, I know this is what I'm going to have to do. Like they have the egg drop soup and all that, you know. Kind of make myself my own blender here. Okay, so let's go. After this, I'm going to prepare 8 cups of chicken stock. Okay, that's a lot of stock. So, let me see here. Okay, that's good. Let's work on the chicken stock next. Okay, I'm just making the stock from this Maggi Marketplace Premium Chicken Base. And I put in the proper quantities, and let's just use my whisk and make it ready. My instant chicken base here. Yeah, Chinese cooking uses chicken. So yeah, that I'm sure that is going to taste better with chicken. So there it is, 8 cups of chicken soup stock. Yep. Just kind of swish it around with my whisk there. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead and bring this over to a Dutch oven and bring it to a boil. Okay, I'm going to bring it to a boil. When it comes to a boil, I'll go to the next step. Good cooking strategy is to lay out all your ingredients ahead of time. So here they are. That's my shrimp substitutes, the mushrooms, the pork, the nori, the egg, and the water chestnuts. And the water is starting to boil. So the next step, hold on. The water is boiling. What I'm going to do now is take out about a ½ cup of the boiling water. I'll throw it in here. And we're going to break up the ground pork ahead of time. I'm going to put the ground pork in there. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, ground pork is in here. I'm going to kind of break it up. You know what, I think a fork would be better. Hold on. Or my fingers. Let me just make sure it's not too hot. Well, the pork is kind of, yeah, just make sure you don't burn your fingers off in this step. Just kind of like break the pork up so that when I throw it into the soup, it'll be a nice consistency. Add to boiling water in the pot and stir to break up meat. Okay. I'm going to lower the heat just a bit. We're going to put it down to 5.5. Okay. And stir to break up meat. So let's get the whisk back. I don't know if you see what I'm doing, but I'm kind of like gradually adding in the meat and then stirring while I'm adding it. It's kind of hard to do this with the camera. Maybe I should have put the camera the other direction. Anyways, you see what I'm doing? So I'm going to be doing that. Okay, all the pork's in there. Now let me throw in the mushrooms, my shrimp substitute. Let's get that. Okay, let's see. So this is my shrimp substitute. I have a feeling it's going to taste good. You say, you don't need to take the fat out. Yeah, but I don't want to be, I'm on a bit of a diet, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this cool and I'm going to skim all the fat off. Tomorrow, I'll stick it in the refrigerator overnight. Ha! Let me get my, okay, I got to pay attention right now. Let's go ahead and use this. Okay. Add to the boiling water. It says to add salt. I'm going to skip the salt because my broth has got salt in it. Okay. Add salt, chopped water chestnuts, and simmer for 5 minutes. Let's lower the heat. Here's the water chestnuts. Going to simmer for 5 minutes. Yeah, I lowered the heat. Let's really lower it. Simmering usually makes a big difference in these soups. Okay. We are going to let it simmer for 5 minutes and then I'll be back. It's been about 5 minutes. Add seaweed and cook 2 minutes. Haha. This is going to be soaking overnight, so I don't need to simmer it the whole 5 minutes. I already know that. It's already 9 o'clock. Jeez. I know. Let's kind of stir this around. Way past my bedtime. Like I said, today was a busy day. Ooh, that looks good. I might try this once I get out of the shower. It'll cool off and then it won't burn my tongue off. For about 2 more minutes. Yeah, that looks good. I made this before with shrimp and it was pretty good. I liked it. So, okay. That's good enough. Okay. 2 minutes now. We're going to go ahead and add in, stir in the beaten egg. Kind of like how you make egg drop soup, you know. Here we go like that. Stir in a little bit more. You say, you've made egg drop soup before? Oh yeah. That's good enough. There we go. I sure have. Oh, that looks good. It looks Chinese, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to put any, okay. Alright, so you do that for a cooked stir. Add chopped green onions and sesame seed oil just before serving. So we'll do that later. Here's my strategy on this, okay? Since I plan on eating leftovers, I'm going to save the chopped green onions and the sesame seed oil to put in the bowl right before I eat it. So basically it's ready, okay? Let me, and I will continue filming this tomorrow because I have got to go take a shower. So yeah, this will be filmed tomorrow, but that looks good, doesn't it? Looks good. I've decided I'm going to try it with the oil. And then, so let's go ahead and, but what I'm going to do is I am going to be putting that in the refrigerator and skimming the hardened fat off in the morning, and then I'm going to reheat it in the microwave, or I might reheat it in a pot. Sometimes I think I might do a pot. Soup's usually better with pot. And I'm just going to put it in. Here's what I'm going to do. I have these pre-cut. We'll just throw some of those in there. There, that's good. Let's put this back in the freezer. And it calls for 2 teaspoons or 1 teaspoon of sesame seed oil. So I'll just put a drop in there, just for flavor. There we go. Swish it around. Let me put this up before it, that is what it looks like. Very tasty, eh? Looks good. Gonna put this in the freezer. And when I'm in a hurry, I've been in a lot of hurry lately. So let's just go ahead and try this. This is really good. Really good. And I did not need to add salt because it was part of the soup base. It's really good. So I'm going to post it like this.